Good morning. This is Mark Soderberg with ADM Investor Services with your morning ag outlook for Tuesday, August the 20th. Nearly all red on the screen here this morning. The prices are lower pretty much across the ag space in rather uneventful trade overnight with pretty tight ranges. Corn currently steady to about a penny lower. Beans down 2 to 3 cents in the products. We got meal steady to about $1 lower. Bean oil's down about another 30 to 40 points. Starting to see some mixed trade here in the beans, steady a little higher in Kansas City and in Chicago, down 1 to 2 still in Minneapolis. After the close yesterday, U.S. crop conditions were generally in line with expectations. Corn conditions held steady at 67% good to excellent. 74% of the crop is in the dough stage, 30% is dented, while 5% is mature. They were all at or slightly above their historical average. I believe current conditions would suggest an average yield of about 184 bushels an acre, up from last week's USDA forecast of a record 183.1. Several states are reporting harvest progress, led by Texas and Louisiana at 60% and 58% respectively, both well above their historical average pace. In beans, conditions held steady at 68% good to excellent. However, there was a 1% shift to excellent from good. 81% of the crop is setting pods in line with recent history. Here too, I believe average yield slightly above the USDA. I got it pegged at about 54 bushels an acre versus USDA 53.2. Few states are reporting harvest progress, led by Louisiana at 8%, which is above its historical average of 6%. Wheat harvest is winding down, 96% complete. Spring wheat ratings did improve 1% to 73% good to excellent. That was versus expectations for a slight decline. 31% of the crop is harvested. Also after the close yesterday was day one of the Pro Farmer Crop Tour. On the eastern leg of the tour in Ohio, participants found an average corn yield of 183.3 bushels an acre. That was just down a touch from last year's 184, however, above the 3-year average. Bean counts in a 3x3 foot square came in at 1,230. That also was just a touch below a year ago, however, above the 3-year average. In the West, in South Dakota, participants found average corn yields of 156.5. That was down almost a full bushel per acre from a year ago, however, above the 3-year average of 142. Pod counts at 1,026 were higher than a year ago and well above the 3-year average. Weather conditions across the Midwest, the balance of this week will be mostly dry with only a few scattered showers across the northwestern third of the belt. Temperatures will remain mild for at least a few more days across the central part of the country, which will keep crop stress levels minimal. However, heat will gradually build north by this weekend, which could threaten some later maturing crops, particularly soybeans. So a widespread shower is needed by early September to optimize soybean yields. We'll see if these corn can build upon yesterday's close above the $4 level. Yesterday, funds were pretty active buyers at about 8,000 contracts, cutting their short position back to, we've got it at about 250,000 contracts. There was a big drop in open interest with yesterday's trade dropping 18,000 contracts, suggesting it was largely short covering in nature. The speculative traders were also pretty good buyers in the bean complex. We'll be on the lookout to see if we see any further or additional sales announcements today. This after the USDA announced 330,000 metric tons sold to China and another 110,000 tons of beans sold to an unknown buyer. We'll see if if beans can gather enough momentum to get back up to that $10 level, and that was very much near last week's high at 10.02. Inside trade overnight in the wheat, Russia's ag minister, they have maintained their grain production forecast at 132 million metric tons, while Sav Econ has raised their Russian production forecast slightly to 183, very close to the USDA's forecast. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great day.